Hello and welcome to WSATV, brought to you by Women's Speakers Association. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer of WSATV, and I'm also a digital media and marketing strategist and author of Social Media Myths Busted, the Small Business Guide to Online Revenue. Speaking of books, today's show is all about how to get published, and I have an incredible guest expert with us today, and that is Miss Karen Strauss.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Karen. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you, Laura. It's wonderful to be here. Appreciate you having me.
I'm so glad you're here. This is a very special episode. We normally have multiple guests on at a time, and every once in a while we bring on a solo guest, someone who's doing something very special in the world and also special for Women's Speakers Association. And today also will provide a huge amount of value because we have a really hot topic. You're a book publisher extraordinaire, I'd like to say.
Oh, thank you.
We've known each other for a while. I've known the great work you're doing, and I want to know, how did you get into the world of publishing?
By accident, as usual. So I was actually working at Macy's, New York, and doing special events, and nobody else wanted to do the book part of it. So they assigned me book and author events. So I was actually the first one to actually work with authors, bring them into Macy's, and do events like fashion shows and author luncheons, first time novelists, any kind of panel discussion, anything that I could think of that I would collaborate with the book buyer, talk to the publisher, and we would actually put the authors on TV too as a commercial. So that would incentivize the publishers to bring them to Macy's. And then we started doing it with all of Macy's branches. So we did that for, I did that for about 5 years or so. And then I decided there was no money in special events. So I went into another profession that gives you no money, but more prestige.
And what was that?
That was publishing.
Woohoo! So tell us what you've accomplished as a publisher, or your journey through that.
Right. So my first job in publishing was as a publicist, because I was doing publicity at Macy's. So I put authors on tour, and this was before the internet, before even, I hate to say how old I am, but basically before computers. So it's still extraordinary to me. So that the internet was born in my time frame. So we actually did it the old-fashioned way. We called producers of TV shows and, booked radio shows and newspapers and so on and so forth. And we would send authors on tour to 5 or 10 cities, and that's how we did the old-fashioned publicity. So that's what I did. So we did that for a long time. I worked at major publishing houses, Random House, Avon, Macmillan, Crown. Crown was bought by Random House, and my first job was at Bantam Doubleday Dale. So I've had a major journey through traditional publishing, and all my experience then became publicity and then promotion, and then I became a marketing director and then director of sales. So that was kind of my journey. So my pedigree is in marketing and sales.
So what's really unique that I'm hearing here, because there's a lot of people in the world of publishing today talking about how you can self-publish, teaching you how to get a publisher, but you've actually been there, done that with more than one organization in the sales and marketing aspect of it, not just how to get it done. I love that this is unique. Is there anything else you want to share about your journey? Because then I want to talk about your alliance.
Okay, good. Just that it was a great grounding for me. I got to work with some really top level celebrities. So Martha Stewart, who, never mind, I have stories about Martha Stewart. So to share another day. Another show, another day. And George Will, and President Jimmy Carter, John Grisham, a number of top-level New York Times best-selling authors. So I really know how the sausage is made so to speak, and learned a lot throughout the process of what effective book marketing can do.
Now you're no longer with a large publisher like that we know of as traditional publisher. Uh, Tell us about what you do, or how you transitioned into what you do now.
Right. So after I worked in traditional publishing, I decided to start my own company, originally called Strauss Consultants, and that actually still exists to this day, where we work with traditional publishers, many of whom happen to be Christian publishers. I'm a nice Jewish girl from New York City myself, so it's an interesting pairing. And we work with publishers in the sales and marketing aspects. So we will go to Barnes and Noble, we'll go to Books a Million. We work with the wholesalers, the airport stores, the Price Club, Costco's, and we actually sell books into those big and large accounts, which has stood me in great stead when I decided in 2011 to create Hybrid Global Publishing, which is a hybrid publisher, to work with independent authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and organizations such as WSA.
Awesome. So Women Speakers Association has formed an alliance with you, and we call it WSA Publishing.
Right.
And I know you have a robust package for our Premier members that not only gets your book published, but it also gets it marketed. It's really, truly unique. I'm really excited. We'll talk about it later. But you mentioned this term hybrid publishing. What is hybrid publishing?
Yes, so that's a good question. So hybrid publishing is a hybrid or a cross between self-publishing and traditional publishing. And so what that means is in a hybrid publishing situation, we work exactly like a traditional publisher would work. So my team, the editorial, the cover design, the interior design people, my administrative team, really, we have all come from traditional publishing. So we have been all vetted in that way. So I think that actually is what makes us different from other hybrids. One of the things that makes us different from other hybrids. So it means that we work with you in the same way, with the same distribution and the sales representation, but we get you to market in the same way a self-publisher would, in as fast a way. So 12 weeks, you've got your book up on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and you're ready to go. And the other key thing about hybrid is you own the rights to your book, and that's very important. You keep the rights as you do. Huge. It is very important to keep your content, particularly for speakers and entrepreneurs, because you don't want anybody else to own the content of your book, or frequently people might actually write a book based on their blogs. And all of a sudden, if you're working with a traditional publisher and they own all of your content, you're going to have to take everything down. So you need to think about that. So traditional publishers offer, yes, they might offer in advance, right, but they own the rights to your book pretty much in perpetuity, because it never goes out of print. Books will never go out of print because of the print on demand and the ebooks and all of that. So
that's so cool in this day and age. And I just want to welcome those of you watching and say thank you. If you have questions, I am monitoring the comments, so feel free to jot your takeaways down and also ask any questions you have. So welcome. And so I hear in your voice, Karen, you're really passionate about publishing.
I am.
Tell me why and what your passion's all about.
Sure. So I've always enjoyed being in publishing, and I've just, I've enjoyed working with authors. I think they're a higher caliber of I wouldn't say people, but intelligence for sure. And so I've always enjoyed that. But where it became almost urgent for me was in 2010, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I went through an up and down journey for a year, and thank God, everything is fine. And, but it really changed my life. And the way it changed my life was I realized there were so many people out there, not just myself, who had a message. And how was I exposing that message? Where was I getting that message across, except for talking to my friends or, going to conferences or whatever. And so I realized that I believe why I was put here on earth in some ways was to help other people, particularly women. I just enjoy working with women, to help you get their message, to get you help, to get your message out. And my message really is no one should die with their message left inside of them. And I think that's critical. And I think one of the best ways to put your message out is to write books. So, I'm really, I've just seen it, before it's too late. People can experience a stroke or dementia or whatever. You just never know what's going to happen in life. And I feel that you should do it now before it's too late.
Wow. Okay. Why? So, speakers get their message out through speaking. Why make the connection here? What is the benefit, or why is it so important for speakers to have books? A book?
Well, two reasons. First of all, books have a different and wider distribution channel than who you may be speaking to. You might be speaking to a group of 40 people, or even if you're speaking to a group of 3,000 people. There's nothing that compares to being on Amazon, being, internationally on websites, being in bookstores, being, all over, in libraries, being in gift shops, wherever. Nothing really beats that. But the importance also, particularly for speakers of writing books, is that it adds to your credibility. It really does. When an organization wants to book you for speaking, they want to see that you have written books. And I understand that certain organizations, when you're filling out the form to apply, even one of the things they ask you is, have you written a book? And also, it's not great if you say, yes, but, it's through CreateSpace, through Amazon. They don't really consider that as a legitimate way of publishing. I hate to say that, but there is still a stigma attached to that way of publishing. So if you really are serious about a speaking career, I think you need a publisher and a professional editing job, cover design, all editing, all of those things need to be done in a professional way. So yes, and people look at authors in a different way. Media, radio shows, right? Radio shows want to have topics to talk about. And when you have a book, that's a ready-made topic. So, and you have a ready-made keynote speech ready to go with your book.
No, and it's different than being able to download a podcast or watch a video. It's something that they can have either tangibly or electronically 24/7 that doesn't make any noise.
Exactly. And of course there's audiobooks, which does make noise unless you're on a headphone, but that's really popular as well. So more and more people are doing audiobooks.
Makes sense. And it's another way to distribute that message. So that's what we are all about here at Women Speakers Association, is helping women get their message out in a wider way. So let's talk about the difference in the different publishing. So we've mentioned the word self-publishing. You're a hybrid publisher. We talked about that. And then there's WSA publishing.
Yes.
What's the difference between getting published through like just a general hybrid publisher or self-publishing yourself and what we're doing at WSA Publishing?
The major difference is the way WSA can help our authors market the books. There's tremendous power in marketing to over, I think it's 15,000 women, all of whom are speakers, entrepreneurs, have businesses, and we're all women who want to help each other. And so that is a very, very powerful network to, synchronize with. And so one of the ways you can do that is in the Premier Facebook group, and people will certainly be happy to help you. But in terms of if you work with WSA Publishing, what you get as part of the package is a separate interview with you, I believe it is, where it's just you and your book. So you get a separate interview, which is very valuable. It appears on the YouTube channel and on our publishing website. You can use that interview on your own website, wherever you're marketing. It's very valuable to have a 15-minute interview, one-on-one, just about your book. So,
Huge. There's so
yeah,
many ways you can repurpose that. You can take snippets from it. You can put them on your social media. You can put it even on Instagram. I mean, being a social media marketing strategist, we will be getting you some strategies to do
that's awesome. Exactly.
with that interview. And also within WSA, we have a member bookshelf as well. So there's lots of cool things coming down the pike for it. So we're
Right.
in the launch phase, I understand. And can you give us an overview of the different options that WSA Publishing has?
Oh,
Who
sure.
each is right for?
Sure. So we have about three different packages. One is a regular book, which is upwards of 25 or 30,000 words, which is about 100 pages or longer. So if you have that kind of a book, you want to be a single author. That's probably in some ways the best one of the best ways if you're ready to do that, to write your own book. It certainly helps you get more clients, promote your business, and become part of your marketing funnels as well. And to get people to know you. The second one, which is a newer offering for us, is an instant book. So those are little 4x6 books. They're very cute. They're very cute.
Do you have a
And
size you can show?
uh,
Or not yet?
yes.
Yeah,
Can
okay.
I step away 1 second?
I can just imagine this little cute 4x6, which is
It's
like
so
the
cute.
little
I
greeting
just
card.
took my book.
Uh-huh.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So I took my book and I just kind of took it. I took the information, I edited it, and made a 4x6. And then I'm giving it out actually at the conferences that I'm attending or when I'm speaking. It's instead of a business card, basically, it's my business card for people to learn more about me and to learn what I do. So, so it's an awesome marketing tool. We can also certainly put it up on Amazon. We usually sell it for like $4.95, or if people want to do it, Barnes and Noble, we'll certainly put it up online. But it's a fantastic way, and that's a much cheaper way actually to publish with
Nice.
us. So it's up to 80 pages, 10,000 words. So that's a great way to start. And if you want to edit your content in some way, everybody has 10,000 words. So that might take you 10 minutes to do, which is
Awesome. That's
awesome.
makes it so accessible to have your own book. That's great.
Yes. And the third way is called a JV book or a joint venture book. And we have several people actually doing that. And this is a collaborative effort, so that if we have one member doing The Silver Lining of Cancer. And so that's a book that we're going to get about 20 women to participate in. You write about 1,000 words. You get your picture, you get your website, your URL, and it's all about the positive things that have come out of having a diagnosis of cancer. And there are many, so it's a very inspirational book. So you're going to hear about that very soon. So we're very excited about that. And we're also doing one called 21st Century Voices with Gail and the WSA membership. So we're working on that. So, but anybody who has an audience, if you've got a membership or if you've got a large following, it's a terrific way actually for you to make money and for you to have your brand of 18 or 20 or 25 people to collaborate. And it's a terrific way if you're not yet ready to write a book, but you want to be part of a book that's going to be promoted and marketed. And also we're doing a #1 Amazon bestseller campaign. You'll be a best-selling author, and all you have to do is write 1,000 words.
That's awesome. So I've heard about these compilation books. Some of them have a bad stigma around them. Can you talk about how this is different?
Well, it's different because we are credible in that we're WSA. So we're only going to work with credible people and we're going to market it in a in an ethical way. I know that there are other people out there that are charging $8,000 and $10,000 to be in something that's really more of a brand or a moneymaker for that particular speaker or that particular well-known person. For us, the costs are extremely reasonable, and so we are not taking advantage. We really want to, our message really is we want to help women with their branding and with their, helping you promote your business. And that's one way to do that.
Yeah. I also imagine it seems like some of the other compilations feature one star on the cover. I imagine there might either be everybody's picture on the cover or nobody's picture on the cover.
Right. We haven't decided which way we're going to go, but we are offering options like custom covers where it's going to be, probably the lead author will always be on the cover because I think that's fair if that person is creating this and putting their sweat and tears and, and their money, frankly, into it. So it should be them. But if you want a custom cover, your name will go on it and it'll be your picture and bio on the back with the lead author. So,
Nice.
but that's optional. So that's still a way to market.
You have something for everyone here, it sounds like. Any speaker that's at any phase in their career and or they haven't done this yet. They haven't done a compilation book. They haven't done a instant book. They haven't done their own book. Or they have a certain budget. It sounds like you covered the bases here. And where can people find out about this and find out about the options?
Go to WSApublishing.com, and then what you'll see is a form there to fill out, which will lead to me. If you want to have a 30-minute consultation with me, just fill in the form, and I will get back to you that way.
Lovely. So it's a very personalized service, way to figure out what's right for you, if this is the right direction, and how we can work together. And again, this is for Premier members. Anybody who might be an associate member is welcome, but just simply upgrade, because then we can get you the marketing that you need. And so this URL that you see at the bottom of the screen, if you can see it, is joinwsa.com. If you're not even any member and you want to just check us out and see how the sisterhood is, start out at the associate, the free level. But if you're interested in the publishing, you'll want to pretty quickly join us at the premier level. And you know what? It's a screaming good deal. So for all you get, you don't just get the opportunity to collaborate on books. You get so much more, to be featured on, things like WSATV, and also network with the whole wisdom group that we have of people helping each other get the message out. And that's really the bottom line, is whether you're publishing a book or you're want to speak more. Yeah, you definitely want a book, because that'll be like your calling card, number one. And also, we just want to show you all the ways we can help you get your message out. And we've got anything from trainings to networking to visibility opportunities. There's so much. Just, you got questions, let us know. And thanks, Deb and Lisa, for joining us. And if anybody else is around or wants to find out more, go to WSApublishing.com, and Karen's going to take really good care of you.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Laura. It's been a blast.
Yes, it always is. And
yes.
So we'll be back with another episode of WSA TV in actually 2 weeks. Bye for now.
Awesome. Okay. Bye.